Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Tuesday, January 16th. It's the Conference Championship week in the NFL playoffs. We're going to talk with Big Al McMordie right now from BigAl.com. We're going to take a look at the Minnesota and Philadelphia showdown in the NFC Conference Championship. Of course, last week, Al McMordie covered just one game with us. It was the Pats game, and the Pats were a big favorite there. You know, some people might not have been sure which way to go on that one. Lay the points with the Pats or take the dog, and Al McMordie very confidently recommended a play on the Pats, and that, of course, turned out to be accurate. So thanks so much for that. One winner last week, Al McMordie, and we'll see if you can do it again this week with the Minnesota-Philadelphia game. Of course, last week Philadelphia was a 3-point home underdog to Atlanta. Some sharp opinions that I heard liked Philly last week, and they, of course, won that game outright. Here they are in the exact same spot, of course, with Nick Foles at quarterback. It's the reason why Philly is repeatedly a home dog here. Once again, they're a home dog with about a field goal to Minnesota. A little bit of a difference between Minnesota and Atlanta, though, is that Atlanta was not a great bet ATS overall on the year. They were roughly an average valued team, a little bit overvalued, in fact, overall. Minnesota, though, was an excellent bet, and particularly down the stretch of the regular season. Of course, their last game against New Orleans was a crazy game where they wound up losing by a half point on the closing line ATS-wise. But overall on the year, Minnesota was an undervalued team. They were a good bet. So here they are as a road favorite against Philly in the Conference Championship game. What's your take here, Al? I'm going to guess once again you like Philly as a road dog, but I have no idea. What's your take on this game, Al?
Or Philly as a home dog.
Sorry, Philly as a home dog.
Yeah, and you can certainly make a case for Philadelphia as a home underdog. I'm not going to do it. I like Minnesota. You know, the Vikings come into this NFC Championship game off back-to-back point spread defeats, each one by a mere half point. But off those 2 point spread defeats, I'm going to take the Vikings in this game, as road teams are now 22-9 against the spread in the playoffs off back-to-back point spread defeats. Also, the Vikings have the best defense in football, Pete. They give up just 16.23 points per game. And NFL teams that give up less than 16.3 points per game, those teams are 20-11 in the conference championship round, including a perfect 9-0 ATS when priced from -2.5 to -6.5 points, which of course this game falls into. Finally, you know, you're talking about this season with the Vikings being undervalued. How about over the last 75 games? The Minnesota Vikings are 51-24 against the spread their last 75, including 23-8 versus an opponent off a straight up win. I like the Vikings here. I think they roll to the Super Bowl.
Wow, very nice. No need to do too much data mining there. A big ATS trend, and the factors are just Minnesota Vikings. Bet on the Minnesota Vikings over the past 80 games or so, and you would be way up. Al McMordie liking Minnesota. Once again, this week the line is split, 3 or 3.5 market wide. Heritage and UWager both have -3, -120. Everywhere else I'm seeing has 3.5 at plus money. Al McMordie recommending a play on Minnesota, -3, -120. Great breakdown, Al McMordie, thanks so much. Tell us what you do at your website, BigAl.com.
Well, you know, I had a great week last week, Peter. We had picks on all 4 sides and all 4 totals. We were 6-2 against the opening number, 7-1 against the closing line. The one game, of course, in doubt. We had the New Orleans Saints. So if you bet it early, you lost. If you waited until Saturday or Sunday, you won. It was a great weekend for us. We hit our NFL total of the year on the over in that New Orleans Minnesota game. This week we'll be featuring our NFL total of the week. We are now 34-15, our last 49 totals releases. We're going to have, in fact, 2 totals releases this week and 1 side play for sale. Folks can go to BigAl.com and click on picks for sale. And we also have complimentary selections every day at the website. We have not just 1 free play, Peter. We have 4 free plays every single day, 2 for myself, 1 from Larry Ness, and 1 from Scott Spreitzer. And we have 16 handicappers overall at the website, so folks can go to BigAl.com and check it out. Click on free picks for the complimentary selections, or go to the picks for sale page for our best selections each day.
All right, awesome. Thanks so much, Al. We'll see how this turns out. Talk to you very soon.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.